Alright, now we're doing people. Everybody wants to learn people. Here is people. We're going to do the basics, the beginnings, how to find the basic shapes of people. Alright, so this is the contour of what basically position she's in. Going to identify the shoulder lines and the hip lines. Notice they're going slightly different angles. You're going to have to pay attention to that. There's two different ways to do this. There's the shoulder line, hip line lines. There's one of the lines, which is the one I tend to use more. And then there's the bean, which we're going to show next. For each of these, I'm going to show you both options. So we're just getting down the basic shapes of the arms, the legs, the whole body, right? So there's the lines. This one's going to be the bean, and it's because once you put those two circles together, it looks like a bean, alright? You need to know where the shoulders are, then you need to know where the hips are. Shoulders and hips are probably the most important part because they show you what kind of pose they're in. We're starting with the bean on this one. And this is a difficult pose to render because she's leaning forwards and you have to use foreshortening. As long as you can identify that hip circle and that torso circle and figure out how they relate to each other, everything kind of falls into place from there. So now we're kind of filling out the arms, filled out the legs already. And now you can see it's kind of shaping up to look like her. Basic shapes, guys. We're not going into detail right now. We're doing basic shapes. Right down here, we're going to start with the lines. Shoulder line, hip line. How they relate to each other. Here's her head on top. Her legs come down from either side. Hands go down. Grab the legs. Same outcome, just giving you different techniques. These are exercises on how to practice finding the shapes of bodies, so you can learn how to make your own bodies by building these shapes. This is a harder pose. Shoulder line, hip line, there's the head. I'll put this arm down, that one goes behind her. Now knees are really easy to make circles out of. A lot of times knees, elbows, somewhere where arms or legs meet, they're going to be circles. That'll make your life a whole lot easier. Here comes the bean. Head on top. Got your knee circles. There, the legs go back. Working from a photo reference is great too because it lets you see what it actually looks like instead of what your brain might tell you it looks like. Alright, this is the last one before we're going to try our own, alright? Change it to red so you can see it on this photo. Shoulder line, hip line. Shoulder line, hip line. That's how they connect. One leg goes out, one leg goes out. All of her limbs are kind of all over the place. And there's the head. We're going to connect them. And this pin that I'm using kind of sucks. Sorry about that. Fingers. Mapping out the hands is going to save your life too, because hands are ridiculously hard. So if you can get a picture of the hands that you want and map out where the fingers are going, it's half of the battle right there. Legs. See, most of what you're drawing is ovals. If you don't think about it as, oh, I'm trying to draw a leg, it'd be like, oh, I'm drawing these ovals that all fit together. That's a lot less daunting. Alright, here's the bean. This crappy pen. Spread eagle over here. There's the head. Alright, now we're going to go in and fill in where the limbs connect to each other and try to figure out the shapes. It's a great arm shape right there. Shows our hand. Shoulder connects to the arm, which connects to the forearm, which connects to the hand. She's got some lovely fingers. Graceful fingers. I love drawing gymnasts too because you can get some crazy poses and just practice. And they're wearing skin tight clothing, so it's really easy to figure out what their body looks like. Do figure studies with gymnasts, especially if you're not totally okay with nudity. randomness is the closer you're going to get because they are wearing clothes. But you still see all of the context of their body, which works. So now that we've done a couple of these guys, we're going to try to do one ourselves. Now that we know where the beans go, where the lines go, we're going to build one for ourselves. And this is how I draw. There's a chair there. Let's get our bean. Shoulder line, hip line. She's going to look kind of like the one who's laying down. Alright, gonna put one of the legs right here. And cross the other one over like that. Remember, these are the exact same knees we had in the last one, so... Not in the last one, but the one where she was laying down. Alright, filling out part of the body. Let's get her arm crossing over the front like that. Everything is just basic shapes, basic shapes. We'll go through after all this. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna do eyes, nose, mouths, put it into a face, and then we're gonna tie everything all together. So wait for that one. Let's put some facial features on this chick. It's kind of creepy right now. And don't get upset if your drawing looks stupid or bad or whatever in the beginning stages or even this stage, because there's plenty of time to fix it. There's plenty of time. This is why typically I don't like people who watch me draw, because most of the time until the very end it looks like complete garbage, alright? So don't let that scare you. And there we go.